and watch. Welcome back, everybody, to Automotive Digital Retail. I have the pleasure of introducing Robert, formerly from Cars.com, now with ShopSmartAutos. Robert, how are you today? Welcome on board and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure, Richie. First of all, let me say it's a pleasure to be here. Your experience is huge. I love what we're doing. And about myself, I was actually operations manager for a used car dealer in Miami. We did about 26 million to 30 million a year. That was during the 08, 09, 2010 debacle. Cash for clunkers and all of that. Then I was working for the Miami Herald, where I sold digital marketing to auto dealers, and our main product was the products from Cars.com. So, I have experience in the automotive business, and I have experience in the digital marketing side of marketing, as well as print, formerly what most dealers used, and third party, Cars.com, and similar type solutions that are used by many dealers today.
Robert, and the other thing I want to tell you is you have a great relationship out in Florida, Dade County, Broward County, and we did our due diligence with you. What people don't know is that we've been friends for over 5 or 6 years, right? And what people don't know is that I'm Cuban American, and so are you. So we have a family tie also. So I'm so happy about this whole new thing that you're part of. And, that being said, Robert, I know that this is a little different than Cars.com because this is about leads, right? Where Cars.com is a subscriber and it's not leads. And we really give you the leads. So tell me what your thoughts are.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, there is a tremendous difference in what we do as opposed to what the third-party solutions do. From the dealer perspective, what happens is that they're basically putting their inventory on the third-party website, and then people have to go to that website and search. But what happens in reality is that the same consumer will go to multiple sites. So the dealer is really spending, 3 times. He's buying 3 solutions that are providing the same benefit, and Mr. Consumer is checking 2 or maybe even 3 to find the same car. So it's not efficient. The other huge deficiency is that when the consumer goes to the dealer wants to know, how did that person get there? And most of the times they don't even remember. So they just say internet. So attribution of where the lead came from is a huge, huge problem that the dealers have. That's something that is completely different from what we do, because we integrate with the dealer's CRM. And the benefit there is that they know exactly where the business came from when we give it to them. Okay. And we even did a test where we changed the order of when the consumer got to the dealer. There was a form, and then they checked, okay, I got the lead, or I saw the car in Google, I saw the car in Facebook, I saw the car in Cars.com, I saw the car in Car Gurus, etc. But if you change the order, then the results change, meaning the salespeople or the person in charge of doing that was just checking the first 2 or 3. So it was false data, and then the GMs and the sales managers were not really getting the true results, right? And the other problem is that you never knew how many actual leads you were going to get on a given month. I mean, they fluctuated. So that is completely different from what we do. We guarantee them. We train the dealers. That's something else that they have to do, because again, dealers spend money on training, but we offer training. Okay, because we want, if they're successful, we're successful, and that is what sets us apart.
And I'm glad you brought that up because what our process is, we sell the lead to the dealer, and I've been in the car business for a little bit. Okay, we always blame the lead gen. Okay, so I never wanted to be that guy. I wanted to give a real solution for a dealership. So one of my real solutions is I give complimentary training 6 hours a month. Now, there's a lot of dealerships out there that have these BDC people and all that. They go on social media and they learn from a trainer the teaser, but they don't really learn because it's just a teaser. So the whole content is missing. The recipe is there, but the ingredients is not, right? So that's the
Exactly.
solution.
Yeah.
So that's a solution that we have. You see, all right, for an example, like they do showrooms, walk-arounds and all that. That's the recipe. You're missing the ingredients, guys. So you can see that for free. You think you bring that to your dealership and now it's not going to work. Well, it's not going to work because you didn't get the full service. That's just to get views and motivate. So we have the recipe, right? And we have the ingredients and we have the solution and we have the cooks that know how to prepare it. And then we have the executive chefs that can deliver the food decorated how you want it. So that's what we do for a living. And we have 5 to 7 trainers. We're ready to make an announcement on a PR web because we're trying to make announcements on PR web all the time, every 2 months or something. So that's what we have. So now you buy the lead, you also follow our process, and now there's a guaranteed. You guaranteed is on the training. Okay. So that being said, that's what we're doing. How we get the lead
Chris,
is with all the credibility that we have with Kelly Blue Book. Of credibility with that is amazing, right? So, and that's what it is. So that's the product, right?
no, and the other item is the integration, with the CRM using dealer track and all of that, because that way attribution, uh, it's really accurate versus a checklist at the door where the consumer doesn't even remember where he saw the car. You know what I mean? So that's huge. I mean, that's real intelligence that the dealer gets when they have our solution.
Well, the beautiful thing is a dealer's always gonna the managers don't what these leads don't work out. Well, we have the ability, Mr. Dealer, to pop that into your dealer track. So we know that if a customer puts the lead in your dealer track, we got a better of a shot of delivering a car. And that came from COVID. Coronavirus helped that because now they're all going buy a car online and all this and all that. And that's what's going on. Now, this solution was developed and built to help the dealership and help the employees of the dealerships. Because what's happening right now in the market, and I've been saying this for quite some time, so you got the rental company selling cars, right? It's not only about selling the car. That inventory is not going to the auction and it's not going to the dealership. And they're selling the car, and they don't have to make a lot. They're selling the car whatever, okay? Because they were going to the auction and losing 1,500 because they're not in the car business, they're in the rental business. All right. So we brought this solution to the dealer to help their market share and help them increase their volume, but help them with their registration and penetrate their market the right way. So that's what we did, right? And we also brought in the trainers because I know that I sell the lead here and they're going to tell me, no, we've been selling leads to other industries and other things that we've been doing that's tied in a little bit with the car business, but not at all. It's not the same. It's in the industry, but different areas. So let me tell you, it's working in other places. When it's your inventory and you got an email, from there, we have a funnel that triggers it and asks them all the questions. Different than a dealership that we know they get leads and leads. Everybody's so busy. There's no time for it. This is all automation marketing, right? So when that lead gets delivered to your dealership on your CRM or on DealerTrack, whatever you decide, when that gets delivered, what's going to happen is you're going to get a quality lead with all the data, right? And we have a few names to mention as far as Brian Maxwell and a few other guys that are coming on board, you know. So we have anywhere trainers from BDC to sales trainers, right? And to F&I trainers. So we have pretty much covered, and the really good trainers we're about to make the announcement. And that really is what makes the deal. The deal's made on that, because when you get a lead, Robert, and you know you're very successful in the used car area, you know what happens. You get a lead, it's what you do with that lead. I'm just going to say something. The opportunity is not in what you know, is in what the prospect knows, because what he knows might be the same as you, or maybe what he knows is that's not the right thing to do, because there's two types of knowledge. You can learn the wrong way, you're still learning, or you can learn the right way. Okay, so the opportunity is always in what the prospect knows. I see more and more videos about people, really great content and rich, sharing what they know. Okay, that's good for a guy like me, because now I know what you know, right? But the opportunity is in what they know.
Rich, let me interrupt a bit. You know how dealers are as far as bottom line. How is it that we can help them increase your bottom line? You know, units sold, that kind of thing. At the end of the month, how much more can they make if they use our solution on the app?
With 100 leads, they should deliver anywhere from 15 to 20 cars if they use our platform. So let's talk about our competitors. Auto Traders, Cars.com, Cars Direct, and TrueCar. Top of the line, when they got to spend money, there's 4,500. We all know that, right? Okay, how many cars are they going to deliver? Do they get training? Okay, that's the thing. That's where it is. The reason we're there is not because our leads are better. Our leads have more data, not because they're better. It's because of the training program. Right now, if they really want 200 leads, they got to go 4,500, let's say, times 4. What is that? So let's say 4 is 8. 4 more is 12, and 4 more is 16, and that doesn't include Cars Direct. Now Cars Direct sells leads too, special finance leads. They're $45 a lead, okay? So now you got all these other people out there that are on social media. They're getting leads from Facebook. Listen, today, I moved all my stuff over to the state of Florida, okay? Today, let me tell you what happened today. I see an ad from Long Island, and I'm in Orlando. I called the person. I'm seeing this, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I did. They already told me we have a call with ShopSmart on Tuesday with one of your people. Okay, great. I says, and then I went over the whole thing. They said, oh, yeah, that company that we hire, that they generate leads for us on Facebook. It's only supposed to, I says, because maybe you guys do digital retail, like you ship cars all over the place. I don't know. But do you do that? No, we only want it in this zip code.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to screenshot it, and I showed it. It's supposed to be a really good company that gets a lot of leads for people. Well, here's the issue. They do get a lot of leads, this company. They're very successful, this company. Extremely successful. But how many people are they hitting that are clicking on the ad that is outside of the market? Those people will never call, or nobody knows anything. I have all the data. And now I know the company that did it. So the company is, $5, $10 a lead, 15, whatever it is. That's the problem. How much money is it costing the dealership for that? Because they could be hitting 3%, or 3% in the market. And they hit my Facebook. Now, let me tell you something. I haven't registered a car in 25 years. Not because I don't want to, because I suffer from epilepsy. So therefore, I can't drive. 25 years ago, it was taken away from me. 2000 was taken away from me. So why am I getting targeted for a car? Okay? That's a big issue, and that's what's happening to the automotive space time in and time out. That tells me they're not using custom audience. They're using Facebook audience. What happens with Facebook audience? I go to the marketplace to look at cars. Okay? I look at any car that's being sold in any group. I click on that. So Facebook is targeting me based on my behavior, not based that I registered an automobile 3 years ago and I got 3 months to either get out of my lease or out of my loan. That's what we do. Custom
Exactly. And I think that's huge.
Custom audience only, because right now your friend goes to the marketplace. He's in the car business. He's going to the marketplace. Now Facebook says, oh, they're searching for a car. No, we're in the car business. So we're looking at what our competitors are doing. So just imagine how many ads you could do more effective and more on target versus you're hitting different audiences because it's based on.
It's the difference between shooting with a shotgun and shooting with a rifle.
Right, and that's what we do. We shoot with an Intel missile. I press the button here, it bypasses you, but that picture frame you got, it'll blow it up. That's the difference. Target audience, custom audience from different data sources. IHS happens to be one of them. And there's a lot more of that. There's a big difference. Now, when you do that, you're bypassing people that are shopping in the marketplace. Because there are people in the market. They're title data and registration data. All right. And that's what you got to do. And that's what we pride ourselves in. We're Clickable, that it's only custom audience and custom audience only. So that's what our thing is. And that's key. Because when you don't have custom audience, you got a problem. And what's the difference between Facebook and Google? Google is broad. Okay. Even if you pick the audience, whatever, it's great. But Facebook has that capability of custom audience. What the custom audience means, you upload those emails that are in the market for a car, right? That's what you do when you buy that audience. So it's a whole different thing. That's custom audience. You can't do that on Google, right? And now I agree. Yeah. Now you're doing two things. You're building your organic audience on your Facebook page, because now if they like your page, 5% of a customer that looks at you, or 2%, I believe, likes your page. Now you're building that audience, right? So it's very important, that process of audience building, custom, and you got to buy it. It's cheaper to buy it than to use Facebook audience, because how are you getting that audience? What are you doing? Is Facebook going on behavior or on posts or what? How are they doing it? They don't have custom audience from data partners. They're a data company themselves. So it really comes down to with big data, knowing the big data technology, how to use it and how to benefit. People don't know this. LookSmart's our partner, been our partner for the last 6 years. Okay, we have two institutes in Arizona together. They're a big data company. They are into the big data with two data warehouses in Phoenix. You see the Google ads on Google, you also see them on LookSmart, where the data, that's what we do. We do big data only. We don't do ads based on just hitting it broad. That's not what we do. So that's one of
and yeah, what I was going to say is that at the end of the day, the benefit to the dealer is that this is going to increase your bottom line because they're going to get leads for people that are really, really in the market for a car. They're not just, putting their name out there or they like the page or whatever. I mean, these are people that, leases are expiring or, whatever, their loan was just paid and it makes a difference. I mean, it really makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And the whole idea is you want your custom audience, because when you don't have custom audience, you got a problem. And when I see these ads from where I was, and by the way, I changed my GPS on my Facebook and I put it here, and I'm seeing consistent ads. Because I said there's something wrong. Well, today, when I changed it early in the morning, I got more ads than ever. I mean, I got all ads from Long Island, and it's bad. I mean, when you do that, and I called one dealership, okay, and I called the other dealership, and they were using that same company too. So, Mr. Dealer, be careful. Do your due diligence. There's nothing wrong with that company. That company's really good, really effective, selling price, and they're giving a great product. But there's a big percentage of the people that are not in your market and not people that need a car or want a car. I haven't bought a car in 25 years. How did I get that?
Sure.
Target me. Well, I got it because I'm in the marketplace all the time looking at my competitors and doing intel on pricing so I can educate my friends on their competitors. That's why I do it. So now Facebook figured that out and they're targeting me. So that's all. It's a different product. That's all it is. I mean, all the products out there, dealers are great. Just make sure that what's going on with what you're doing. NADA is coming up. Our company is right in the process of getting a booth at NADA. We're going to be making that announcement in the next couple of days. So you guys go to NADA all the time. You don't learn and get the right company, because it's really not about the price or whatever. It's really about when that customer comes into the showroom, what are the chances of you selling a car and delivering a car? That's what you want to find out. Not maybe so. You don't want to do maybes. In the business world today, you want to stay away from the maybes. What are your thoughts on that, Robert?
Well, let me go back to one thing that you mentioned a while back, because I think it's another huge differentiator, if you could touch on that. And it's the number of data points that we actually deliver to the dealer. That you mentioned 21. Right. And versus what they usually get, from the third-party providers right now. I think that's huge, because that has to do with the intelligence that we provide and how we use big data. Could you touch on that a little bit?
Sure. What we do is when you get the name, the email, the phone number, and the car make and model that's on the form anyways, automatically that form's going to give you the make and model. Now the customer's got to fill it the rest. That's not really a lead to us. That is an opportunity. That's a maybe. Now we nurture that lead and we ask them all these questions. The residency, time at the residency, household income, is it going to be a loan or lease? Do you have a trade? I mean, all these questions. It's just like when a customer comes into the showroom, the salesman's supposed to qualify them, and not qualify them on credit. I mean, qualify them on what kind of a buyer you got, right? That's what we do virtually with the technology that we have with Infusionsoft, right? So that's what we do. Uh, so then we lose 50% of those leads. A lot of people hit unsubscribe, not interested. They send us nasty stuff, because we're nurturing for the dealer. We'd rather the customer tell us that than give it to the dealer, and we give that lead to the dealer. I never filled out the form. I never did anything. Being a lead gen, you got to be careful. So you have to make it close to bulletproof. Okay, so that's why we put our effort and our time into that. So that's what.
So when you get down to the bottom of the funnel, it's really a much better qualified opportunity than just line card with name, phone number, an email, and perhaps maybe the car that they want. I mean, by the time we provide the information to the dealer, he's got real data that is actionable, and that's huge.
Correct. So that's what the difference is. The difference is the training, the qualified lead matching. What we do is match the consumer, right, to the dealer. Match it as close as possible with the most data that we gather from that virtual relationship. One-time email. They fill out all those questions. Today, everybody fills out questions because everybody knows that for me to help somebody, I have to ask you questions, right? If not, I can't help you. So that's what we do, right? So what we do is where the value of ShopSmart is really when that consumer lands on there, you got Kelley Blue Book, you got all these things. That's one value. The real value is we have the entire inventory of the country, CPO, used cars, and new cars. We're a new game in town, right? But the new game in town has all the inventory of all the other search engines in one because we don't charge dealerships to subscribe with us. And we have a dealer directory. We have everything that the other subscriptions have, but we sell leads, right? So that's the difference. So we have your inventory. We have your dealer. We're promoting your dealer too, because we're not just worrying about our leads. We're also, you're on there. If you don't buy leads from us, you'll always be on there on the dealer directory. Is that a value to a dealer? I would think so,
Sure.
With their review of Kelley Blue Book, right? So that helps the dealer. Even if you never buy a lead from us, we're still doing that for you, right? So that's the difference. We really build this solution to help the automotive industry because we feel as a team that the automotive industry needs all the help that they can get, especially with having companies like rental companies and this other Caravana is very big. I'm offering the solution to our friends, dealers. That being said, these other companies have already reached out. So I'm just seeing where we're at. So just, and the last thing you want, Mr. Dealer, is to have a competitor out there have something that you don't. It's going to kill your registrations. It's going to kill your penetration. Your used car, as people know it, these people keep pumping cars in and pumping cars in. There's going to be a residual. The next time that customer is going to buy, they're going to go to these places, not to your dealership. So slowly but surely, you're becoming yesterday's news. So pay attention to what's happening in your market. Pay attention to the data trend and pay attention to the behavior trend because it's coming on strong on used cars. There'll never be a new car franchise, but let's face it, we make more money on used cars. Why? The grosses are better, F&I is better on product, but your reconditioning and your service business is better. So when you lose a used car deal, you're losing a lot of money, okay? So pay attention to these three companies, Hertz, Enterprise, Avis, and Caravana. You got problems. And
Rich.
we brought a solution because of the problems that we're seeing changing the industry moving forward.
So to expand on that, we can actually provide leads for new cars, leads for used cars, as well as conquest, correct?
Their inventory. Their inventory. That's why we have the feed. That's what we market. We don't market a landing page. No, we market their inventory with their VIN number. That's what we market. We don't market anything else.
That's huge. We're basically kind of even outsourcing some of their marketing in their behalf. I mean, in reality,
Right.
So there's no real reason not to do business with us with the value that we're providing.
Correct. Well, Robert, that being said, I enjoyed this live with you. I'm so glad. And apart from everything, we've been together a while. A lot of people don't know that. We've had, things here, things there, things everywhere. I mean, you're like family to me. You're a Cuban American, so am I. Family's in Miami, so are you, and that's great. One of the things that made me come down here much easier was that my family and my friends like yourself, right? So it made a lot of sense for me to do this. And I didn't say goodbye to New York. I only said goodbye to Old Man Winter, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And that's who I said goodbye to. And I appreciate everything Old Man Winter did, and thanks for the lessons. That's why I'm here, because I don't want to freeze again. It's too cold. So I'm getting older, and I gotta take care of myself better. But again, thanks, Robert. And if you have anything,
thank you. It was a pleasure, actually, really. And anytime, whenever you want to do it again, just let me know, and I'll be here for you.
Thank you so much, Robert. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk sooner than later. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.